I am the lead flight director here at Chabot Space and Science Center, and I take ages fifth grade and higher on simulated missions to Mars. During my master's, I had an internship at a museum, and I kind of fell in love with working at kids at museums, and I just really wanted to get involved in it. And I started working down at the front desk here at Chabot Space and Science Center, and fell in love with this program, and just was fighting really hard to get into here because I just think it's a really great learning tool for kids. My undergrad is in history, and during that I did some archaeological work, and then I was really into diving and wanted to do some more with that. So I went to school in Australia. I got my master's in underwater archaeology, and I studied underwater World War II aircraft. Maritime history and maritime archaeology is the history of not necessarily the written history of the more aristocratic history that we know in the past. We get to unravel facts about history of more common man, which is what I was really interested in doing. And so it's kind of using different scientific methods to uncover the past. There was one professor when I was doing my undergrad that really got me interested in real people's history, or common people's history, which we don't have a lot of because the written record is so based on the aristocrats and what their histories were and the written word. And so learning about archaeology and what archaeology is and how it uncovers the past based on the physical remains that we are able to uncover means that we can kind of find those types of histories from common people. And so it was kind of that transition of falling in love with that type of history, and then also having things in my personal life, which I was into, including diving, that kind of transitioned me in from doing history over to archaeology. Here in the Challenger Learning Center, the Challenger incident, which happened in 1986, was a big tragedy to the space program. And after the whole crew lost their lives, the families bonded together to create these learning centers throughout the country. And this is one of a little less than 50 centers throughout the world that take kids on these simulated missions to Mars. The idea is that they are going to inspire the next generation of astronauts and space explorers, and really just get children interested in STEM. So that is what we do here. How the missions work, for the most part, we take school groups on these missions. They are about 2.5 hours long. We split the group in two. We have the spacecraft astronauts, and then we have mission controllers. For our Mars missions, we call them Mars controllers, and they work together in teams. Everybody has a mission, a job. Everyone has a different station that they work at, but they all work together as a team in order to land the spacecraft on Mars, build a probe to send to one of the moons of Mars, and then create a crew exchange and send the astronauts who have been on Mars back to Earth. I particularly like inspiring some of the young females to get involved with STEM and really think about that as a future for them. It is really awesome for them to have an opportunity to work with something and be in control of their own station, which they've never probably had before. They usually have somebody helping them through things. And so the way we really work here is they are in charge and they're doing their station. It is their job to have a successful mission. And it gives them a sense of ownership on what they're doing. And almost at the end of every mission, they all come out feeling very proud of what they have accomplished and really, can see those career paths or see those subjects as something that can be interesting and not just work for them. Because we tell them that you've been working this whole time you've been here, but it's also really fun. And so it's kind of that type of experience that I found very fulfilling. I've had kids come up to me and just hug me after the missions, which is amazing after 2.5 hours being with them. And we try to, at the end of each mission, say, hey, you can see the International Space Station fly over and like all these things. They're like, oh, like they had no idea, and their parents have no idea, and you just see like it light up in their eyes, and they just get really excited about it. So even if it's not something that inspires them for their whole life, you could see that it inspires them to think outside the box of what they might have only conceptually thought of as a STEM career or STEM opportunities. My advice is always ask questions. If you want to do something, you absolutely can. There is nothing hindering you. You just have to be strong. You have to keep fighting for what you want to do, and just keep asking questions, including, what do I need to do in order to accomplish that? There are always people who want to help you. You need to seek that help and continue to just work for what you want.